Hello, Assembly District 78. I'm Chris Ward, your Assembly representative, and I wanted to update you on this year's legislative bill package covering a number of issues pressing for working individuals and families and all of us across the state. I want to start, of course, with homelessness, an issue affecting everyone. I'm working through our state budget on significant upfront and ongoing investments in a spectrum of social work professions to meet the demand that we are seeing every day. In addition to housing, a lack of mental health resources, substance abuse treatment, and social workers has left many without hope of being able to escape the cycle of poverty. Many people have simply been priced out of their apartment or home due to the rising cost of living. No one should have to live in an encampment or their vehicle simply because they lost their job or another life circumstance occurred. Now, the governor proposed more resources to affordable housing construction, and for that I'm grateful. But we need funding for more local triage resources for the unhoused so we can get the people the help they need where they are at. Housing is another issue directly tied to homelessness and so many Californians. Home prices have continued to skyrocket out of the reach of many first-time home buyers. This is an issue that I've taken head-on in the legislature with a bill aimed at helping to control housing costs and reducing the influence of speculation on the housing market. Now, part of the problem is supply and demand, something the legislature is working on addressing by streamlining the building process to bring more housing inventory online, but something not many people are talking about in the legislature is speculation. So that's why I tried to address it with the California Housing Speculation Act, AB 1771. Unfortunately, it's not going to move forward this year in the legislature. It did receive a hearing on April 25th in the Revenue and Taxation Committee, but was denied a vote by the last Assembly hearing last week. Committee members did acknowledge that speculation was a problem, but many were not ready to entertain the proposed solution and instead encourage additional work. Of course, I'm going to put in more additional work. That doesn't mean the issue isn't real or pressing, and it's not something I'm giving up on. In the coming months, I intend to put together an informational hearing to gather input from a wider variety of experts on housing economics to better outline those market failures and their role in contributing to an unsustainable housing market. I will keep you updated on these efforts as the planning comes into focus and there are more details to share. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone who has supported the California Housing Speculation Act. Now, moving on to green energy and the environment, California has made significant strides to fight climate change and achieve our 100% clean energy goal, with over 20% of the state's generation coming from solar. But the benefits of solar technology are still not accessible to large swaths of Californians due to the cost, structural challenge, or of being a renter. And that's why I introduced AB 2316 to help close this gap by establishing a statewide community solar and storage program. So community solar storage projects are smaller scale where there are multiple customers who can subscribe and receive a credit on the utility bill for their share of the power that is produced, just as if the panels were on their own roof. Now, I'm excited to tell you that the bill recently passed out of the Utilities and Energy Committee and is continuing through the legislative process. Finally, I wanted to update you about another bill I introduced, AB 2120. Did you know that more than half of California's bridges are damaged and in need of repair? This bill will ensure that local governments receive enough funding to prevent further deterioration and replace bridges that are in poor condition. That bill recently passed out of the Assembly Transportation Committee with bipartisan support and moves forward. As always, I want to thank you for your support. I'm humbled and thankful to be your representative, and I work on these issues and so much more at the state capitol every day. Now, if you need any assistance, please know that my district office staff is available and ready to serve or answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to reach out during regular business hours, or a staff member will return your call as soon as possible. I wish you, your family, and all of our neighbors all the best.